That's the bit that I was
Bing.
put this in out of the swivel blaster.
The swivel way.
Swivel blaster.
Hey there, Thronies. We're back again for episode 8 of season 1 of The House of the Dragon. I'm Dan, otherwise known as Twisted View, and with me again I have...
Rich.
And...
I'm full.
Right, so we've already smashed our way through 2 episodes, so we're into the third one of the evening, so let's just get on and watch it.
On a completely separate note, so the girl who played... So young. The lady who played Rhaenyra when she was young, Millie Alcott. She's the new Supergirl.
I was about to say that. Yeah. Trivia.
Oh, right.
She's going to be the new Supergirl in the DCU.
Yeah, she'll be good.
There's
Hopefully
also...
she won't try and fuck her cousin.
Carlisle.
Wow.
That's a crossover you don't need. Oh, yeah.
Or is it?
Oh, man.
So we moved ahead
Tony
again.
and inbreeding.
Into an ambush.
Yeah, so it's 6 years on since...
16 years in total we've moved.
He fell overboard into the sea. The wound was severe.
And her daughters are obviously older now.
The ravens came in from...
Evenfall, Princess.
So they arrive in 3 days.
That's the brother, isn't it?
Let all be made ready to receive him, Maester Calvin.
The sea snake is strong.
I will not suffer the talk of crows in my house, Vaemond.
I love my brother. We may greet his ship to find him gone. And who will take the driftwood throne?
Raymond's making a play.
I am the sea snake's own blood. The closest kin he has left.
Be careful, good brother.
I speak the truth, Rhaenys.
The matter has been decided.
But what of the Velaryon line? Driftmark is mine. And while I should like your support, I do not need it.
My cousin the king would have your tongue for this.
It's a queen.
2 things there. You're bang on, it's women causing all the problems. And 2, it's... don't quote me on that. And the second thing is, what an intro to like where we are at 6 years later. Like, it is all... Everyone's out for themselves.
How many years?
It's been 6 years since the last episode.
Like, things are clearly, like, difficult now, like...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow, he's got a dragon egg.
Draniot, Velinio, Viatis.
Rans. Come on, Jace.
Perhaps that's enough for this morning.
No, I want to keep going.
I don't expect you to learn High Valyrian in a day, Jace.
A king should honour the traditions of his forebears.
He means to call into question Luke's legitimacy.
Vaemond cares only about Driftmark and the Velaryon line, not about our politics.
Rhaenys has flamed the court.
Whatever disagreements we may have had, she's not cruel.
Disagreements? She believes we had her son killed.
Has the Viper's venom spread so far?
And
to King's Landing, then?
pregnant again. Obviously, the Joffrey that's there is not the Joffrey we meet hundreds of years later.
No, that's not.
Recycled name, yeah.
That's what I meant when you were asking about names, like last time we watched that.
It's not relevant, is it?
It probably is, in ways that I'm not aware of, because, again, not read the books, etc., so... But I don't think it's that all of it is as relevant as you might think.
I think it's also maybe that small shock factor, because it's like, oh, I'm going to name my son Joffrey, and we all just went, no.
Yeah.
Anything but that.
No.
We seem to skipped over the fact that her dad, the king, has just allowed them to get married.
Didn't have a fucking say in the word. Or say in the matter.
Yeah, well, you never know. We might see what he has to say on it now that they're back at King's Landing.
Welcome back, Princess.
I would say it's nice to be home, but I scarcely recognise it.
Thank you for that exhaustive accounting, Lord Beasley.
She is feeling a lot more like Cersei, isn't she?
She's... Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Your guests have arrived, Your Grace.
It was my understanding Lord Corlys wished for his grandson, Viserys, to succeed him as Lord of the Tide.
He can fly a dragon, yes, but can he command a fleet?
Ability does not alter his claim.
The crown must choose what is best for the realm.
He is Laenor's son. What grounds could there be
What
for...
indeed?
We shall hear Princess Rhaenyra's petition along with those of the other claimants on the morrow.
You're thinking it's Cersei because she's wearing that chain.
Well, it's also her demeanour.
It's the hair and everything.
It's all together.
Whatever it is, Sir Eric, you need to wait.
I'm Eric, Your Grace.
Of course.
There's been a delicate situation in his apartments.
Which one? Oh dear.
Oh no, it hasn't got much bigger in 6 years.
I think he's probably lost the ability to
I'd say
chisel.
the old spider web and that over it kind of is quite telling, isn't it?
Father?
Who goes there?
Father, it's me. I'm here with Damon.
That's such a good idea.
It has been so long.
The sea snake has taken a grave wound in battle in the Stepstones.
You won that 4 years ago.
The fighting is new. There is a petition to decide upon the succession of Driftmark and the heir to the Driftwood throne.
Listen to Notto. See to all that business now.
You are to affirm your position for Viserys, to be Corlys Velarion's successor.
And this is Viserys.
Now that is a name fit for a king.
That child actor looks scared shitless.
I mean, he's just been introduced to the friggin' mummy.
Look at him. He's like, please do not breathe on me. Crying is real.
You know, I didn't realise.
No acting there.
I didn't realise that Tutankhamun was showing up in Game of Thrones.
It's like I was being granddad, not mum raw.
I think a cup of tea's going to sort me out.
Incredible job of making
Aegon the Conqueror, then you've got Aegon on the other side, then you've got little Aegon there.
Yeah.
There's 3 Aegons already.
Yeah, he gone a little bit overboard with that one.
Yeah.
It made him look so old.
I brought her here immediately.
Come here, sweetling.
Tell me your name. It's Diana, Your Grace. If it please you.
What a pretty name. I understand you found yourself in some trouble.
I asked him to stop, Your Grace. You must believe me.
Thank you for telling me, Diana. I believe you. But what I worry about is what others might believe. If anyone else were to hear about this, and though I believe you were not to blame, others might not be so trusting. They might think you're trying to besmirch the prince, or worse.
I wouldn't dream of anything another word to anyone.
I know you won't.
The tea, Your Grace.
That's either the tea they use to
commit
suicide with, or the one that makes them not pregnant.
And there'd probably be the morning after pill.
Yeah, it's plan B in tea form.
Especially so. Get up. Aegon!
What is it?
What is it? What is it? That's all you can say for yourself.
Has something happened?
The serving girl. The girl, Aegon, the one you sent fleeing from your company.
Oh,
think of the shame on your wife. On me. Carrying on like this, especially on a day like today.
Why? What is it today?
You are no son of
I did not ask for this. I try so hard, but it will never be enough for you or Father.
Have you seen Diana? She's supposed to dress the children.
It's been so long since we were granted the joy of your presence.
They're not long enough to merit a greeting upon our arrival.
My father and I are mere stewards of the king's will and wisdom.
I'd be surprised if he could remember his own name, or if you could.
King will pain on the advice of the maesters.
The maesters addled on milk of the poppy while the High Towers warm his throne.
If you would see him without it.
Which authority will sit in judgment of my son's claim on his own inheritance?
That would be mine.
It looks exactly the same.
Oh, if we're going to get round 2, it's going to be brilliant. If they end up bumping into them.
What's your problem?
Everyone's staring at us. No one would question me being heir to Driftmark. If I look more like Sir Rhaenyra of Velaryon.
Oh, that's got to be him, isn't it? Ha! How is he not aged?
We're winning Tawnies in no time. I don't give a shit about Tawnies. Nephews, have you come to train?
Things. What is it in the Valerian's blood that makes them just strong? Targaryen. It makes them just strong and like.
I think also with him,
he's older than them.
Yeah, but I mean, they have like his brother, and similar to Matt Smith.
Well,
they're strong and
I
like,
somewhat kind of I agree and disagree at the same time, because his older brother Aegon, as we just saw, is a complete.
He's snivelling weasel. But I mean,
I think Aemond, like that.
But they've got the
across
size. I mean, they've got the size and the hair
Yeah,
and the
I
length.
know.
And the, you know.
But I think with I think here what it's showcasing to us is that Aemon being cut in the eye.
Oh, they've gone on completely different paths.
He's just honed his skills.
Oh yeah,
as
he's a
fighter
warrior.
and
He's
a
an absolute warrior. Like, yeah, Aegon reminds me of the first Targaryen you meet in episode 1 on season 1. You know, the brother of Rhaenyra.
Yeah. Viserys.
But yeah, Aegon is. I mean,
It's a waste of space.
Grandmother? Baylor said you might be here. You've raised her admirably.
You honour me.
Might I speak to the princess alone, Rhaenyra? I wondered for many an hour what your purpose was in coming here. You intend to advocate for yourself. This is no fair proceeding. It is a trap.
Yet you did worse than that with Rhaenys.
Tell her the truth.
I loved your son. You may not believe it to be true, but I did. I did not order his death. I'll make you an offer. Back Luke's claim, and let us betroth Rhaenyra's children to mine. Baylor will be queen of the 7 kingdoms.
A generous offer. You can bargain with me all you like.
I shouldn't.
No, it's Rhaenyra, Father.
Rhaenyra.
The Song of Ice and Fire, do you believe it to be true?
Aegon's dream.
It was our duty to hold the realm united against a common foe. But in naming me heir, you divided the realm. I thought I wanted it. It's too heavy.
My only child.
If you wish me to bear it, then defend me.
I can't believe he's still alive. I genuinely thought he was gone.
I want to have supper, Otto. It is the morning.
The whole of my family are gathered at the Red Keep. I want us to dine together.
I mean, he might just be the first White Walker. I mean, literally.
Though it is the great hope of this court that Lord Corlys Velaryon survive his wounds, we gather here with a grim task of dealing with the succession of Driftmark. The Crown will now hear the petitions.
Is the sea snake died then?
He might die.
We don't know
My
yet.
queen.
We don't know.
For as long as House Targaryen has ruled the skies, House Velaryon has ruled the seas. I have spent my entire life on Driftmark defending my brother's seat. I am Lord Corlys' closest kin. The true, unimpeachable blood of House Velaryon runs through my veins.
If you cared so much about your house's blood, Sir Vaymond, you would not be so bold as to supplant its rightful heir. No, you...
What do you know of Velaryon blood, Princess? My queen, my Lord Hand. This is a matter of blood, not ambition.
He's fucking wicked, isn't he? He looks...
I humbly put myself before you as my brother's successor.
Thank you, Sir Vaymond. Princess Rhaenyra, you may now speak for your son, Viserys Velaryon.
If I am to grace this fast with some answer, I will start by reminding the court that nearly 20 years ago in this very...
King Viserys of House Targaryen, the first of his name, Lord of the 7 Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm.
Protector of the realm.
Yeah.
I would say...
What exactly is he going to protect us from? A stiff breeze could take him out right now.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Lord of the Stairlift, I'd say. that is pretty cool, though. I mean, they've... Yeah.
I will sit the throne today. Your Grace.
Yeah, I mean, just leaving him to walk up a narrow corridor fucking
full of swords.
No, but he that's the kind of king he is, isn't he? Like, he commands respect.
Come on.
I mean, like, that's huge for Daemon right there.
Do you want some interesting trivia?
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah.
When the crown fell off, that wasn't meant to happen, and all of this is Matt Damon and Paddy making it up on the spot. Yeah.
C'est magnifique.
I must admit my confusion. Why petitions are being heard over a settled succession? The only one present.
It was ever my husband's will that Driftmark pass through Sir Lucerys Velaryon. As a matter of fact, the Princess Rhaenyra has just informed me of her desire to marry her sons Jace and Luke to Lord Corlys's granddaughters. A proposal to...
I think that they like that idea.
The matter settled. Again.
You break law to install your daughter as heir. Yet you dare tell me who deserves to inherit the name Velaryon. I will not allow it.
Do not forget yourself, Vaemond.
That is no true Velaryon.
Viserys is my true-born grandson.
You may run your house as you see fit, but you will not decide the future of mine. I will not see it ended on the account of this. Say it. Her children are bastards! And she is a whore.
Well, have your tongue for that.
I knew he was going to get him.
He can keep his tongue.
Oh, he likes that.
He's like, that's my uncle, man. Shit.
Call the maesters!
Yeah, Maesters are going to solve that.
I must take something for the pain.
I will not close my mind.
He's got to make it to dinner.
So that was Daemon just claiming once again to Aemon, you're not there yet.
Yeah, I mean that's the king, isn't he? Like, he just demands respect. Like, even his dying hour, he's like, I'm going to get on that throne, and you're going to watch me. It's like, it's just like, it's crazy.
It's
Whoa,
like they've made a body of what the South Park Canadians look like.
Oh yeah.
Hello, man.
I'm not your guy, friend.
I'm not your friend, buddy.
I'm not your
Do you know,
buddy,
I thought they were having a moment there. They were going to create the Mountain Part 2. I don't get what they're doing with the body. Are they like taking the blood, or is it like an autopsy, or are they just like curious?
I wonder what killed him.
I mean, as in like you know, like sort of looking at the body and just because the maesters are probably. I mean they do, don't they? Like years later, you see they're fascinated by pulling bodies apart and stitching them back together.
This is awkward.
Red Wedding Part 2. I just love that faceplate. It's just...
How good it is to see you all tonight. This is an occasion for celebration, it seems. My grandsons, Jace and Luke, will marry their cousins, Baela and Rhaenyra. Here, here. Prince Lucerys, the future Lord of the Tides.
You do know how the act is done, I assume.
He's still a knob. I really hope he's got one final big announcement before he pops it.
Gladdens my heart and fills me with sorrow. The faces most dear to me in all the world, yet grown so distant from each other. My own face is no longer a handsome one. But tonight, I wish you to see me as I am. But your father, your brother, your husband, and your grandsire, who may not, it seems, walk for much longer among you. Let us no longer hold ill feelings in our hearts, but set aside your grievances, if not for the sake of the crown, and for the sake of this old man, who loves you all.
I wish to raise my cup to Her Grace the Queen, but I must admit that no one has stood more loyally by his side than his good wife. Unfailing devotion, love, and honor, and for that she has my gratitude.
Your graciousness moves me deeply, Princess. We have more in common than we sometimes allow. raise my cup to you and to your house. You will make a fine queen.
He ain't having any of it.
I regret the disappointment you're soon to suffer.
God.
Wish to know what it is to be well satisfied. All you have to do is ask.
To Prince Aegon and Prince Aemond. To you and your family's good health, dear uncles.
I'm fascinated to know what Aemon's got to say about that.
To you as well.
I would like to toast Vela and Rhaenyra. They'll be married soon. It isn't so bad. Mostly he just ignores you. Except sometimes when he's drunk.
Excuse me.
Isn't this what happened in the...
I love how, like, the king, the mums, they're all like, let's make this work, and all the kids are like, fuck this shit.
Yeah. It's like, fuck off, Grandad.
I mean, you know... Aemon's never going to let the fact his eye's been taken ever go.
No.
I mean, that's
No.
never going to... I just can't believe how much bigger he is than his brother.
Oh yeah, you'd think he was the older brother.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the pig!
That's foolish.
Final tribute to the health of my nephews. Jace, Luke, and Joffrey. Each of them handsome, wise, strong.
Aemond.
Come, let us drain our cups to these three. It was only a compliment.
Why would you say such a thing before these people?
Though it seems my nephews aren't quite as proud of theirs.
Wait! Go to your quarters.
Want to fuck with Daddy?
He's looking at him going, damn, that should be my kid.
Yeah.
Why is he not mine?
Yeah.
It's best, I think, if we go back to
Fucking love Damon.
It's a
Didn't
great...
even say anything.
Yeah.
Just stood there.
It's a great rivalry, those...
Let me see the children home. I'll, return on Dragonback.
The king and I would both like that.
thing is, the actor they've got to play Aemon Targaryen is, like, first class. Like, I don't know where they've plucked him out, but, like, he's... You know...
He's good.
I mean, he's got to be theatre trained.
I wouldn't say he's first class, but
no, but what I'm saying is you can't. Yeah, like you can't take your eye off him.
I'm sorry. What you wanted to know. If I believe it to be true.
Believe what to be true, my king?
Aegon, his dream, the Song of Ice, what he saw in the north, the prince that was promised, the prince.
Prince Aegon.
To unite the realm against the cold and the dark.
He thinks he's talking to Rhaenyra, isn't he?
Yeah.
It is you.
She doesn't know anything about this either.
You are the one. You must do this.
So now she believes she's being told that she's the one who's got to...
Well, and also that he's talking about her son, Aegon.
Yeah.
I understand, my king.
I don't think you do.
There's the little dagger. The dagger that will eventually kill the...
Night King.
Oh, no more.
I mean, they gave him such a great send off, didn't they? Like, he's had.
And the fact that he was alone as well. That's what makes it so good, because usually it's like there's always people around, and it's just like no.
I think also that it's really like sort of getting into it and talking about it. I really like that ending bit with where he says "my love" because he's not talking about her; he's talking about Rhaenyra's mother.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Who was his true love?
Yeah,
who he's now obviously going back to.
Yeah.
Right, thoughts and feelings on that one then, boys?
Oh, yes. I mean, it's really... The series is shaping up to be really good. All the Game of Thrones, classic elements are starting to creep in.
Yep.
And, as I said, I mean, Aemon Targaryen is looking fantastic. He looks like an absolute menace. And the rivalry between the Targaryens and between Rhaenys' kids.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, I mean, you could argue it's actually... Yeah, it's kind of Targaryen versus Targaryen at this point.
Yeah.
And this is why it's easier, and slicker just go the greens versus the blacks.
Green versus blacks. That's now...
Been established.
And they're coming of age where they're all starting to, starting to have opinions about where they fit in the pecking order.
Yeah.
And it's great. And obviously you've got the proposal for the marriage there, but the guy playing the king, I can't remember. I think you said his name, Paddy something.
Is it Paddy? Constantine.
I mean, he must. I mean, I hope he got some award for playing this character, like a nomination or something. He must have done, because he's played it flawlessly. Then he gets this incredible send off, and he got to wear the face plate, which makes him look like a badass, and he gets all the respect for everyone. I mean, you say he died alone, which he did, but he did get to unite the family for one last time, which just shows how strong his legacy is, to get all those big personalities in a room to agree to sit together just for one last meal.
I think that and that last meal is very symbolic as well.
Oh, massive.
Of how, like, if you look at how it plays out, when he's there,
they listen.
They listen. They care. They start actually making some what sounded like very
Progress,
heartfelt, genuine speeches to each other of mending fences and actually trying to make it work. And the second he's out of the room, they're back to fighting.
Yeah, it's like you see the sons in House Green. They're the ones with the chips on the shoulder more than anything,
And to be fair, in certain ways, quite rightly so.
Oh yeah. You totally get why. It doesn't matter. It's just you're sitting there going. Yeah. It's that even I think at one point, if that hadn't have happened, would the mothers have, kept that to a line? Of course not. The power is what they want at the end of the day. And whether it's through fear of losing their own kids when the other gets it, or whatever it might be, because Otto Hightower wants the throne for his family, but she wants it because she wants to save her kids, and vice versa. So it's sort of like their particular influences are different. Because she's also got Daemon who wants the throne. So
they have various motivations going on. Although Daemon's taken a little bit more, moving to Daemon very quickly. His place in this episode, he's taken a very different overall place within the narrative. Again, a bit like I said, like the bodyguard, the Rottweiler, the guard dog, like the amazing scene in the throne room where, unfortunately, I forget the name of Corlys's brother,
Raymond,
something like that.
It's like
Valerian, where he stupidly takes the bait, where you can tell he's wound up, and Daemon even says to him, "Say it."
Yeah,
literally whispers at him, "Give me the opportunity to take your head off, because I'm planning on doing it."
But the thing is, though, like you say that he was like supportive, because that's what he was.
Yeah,
like, to his brother, that bit with the brother.
Oh,
love that.
Fantastic!
Well, it's that cross, isn't it? Because he goes in with his wife, which is
Rhaenyra,
and he's looking at his brother, going, he's a mess. How have you let him live this long? Oh, it's the maesters. You've changed all the iconography in the throne room. This is a joke. He shouldn't be alive. And he's doing that classic brother thing where he's I just don't respect him anymore. I didn't respect him before. He's now half dead. This is ridiculous. And the moment he sees him walk through that throne room, he instantly changes to I am, I respect him as a king now. And that's when he helps him up. And then does that improv scene with the crown. And he puts the crown on his head, positions him, and you just think, okay, he's, and that's,
And again, then when you fast forward to when they're having the dinner and the kids go to attack, and Aemond is sort of raring to
very
go.
defensive.
Oh yeah, and he's got that sort of his own badass moment. It's like stops the kid, and just turns around and, come on then.
Yeah.
It was very much you're now going to
Yeah.
back off too. So that's what I mean. It's like he's become supportive and more like a guard dog in this episode, as opposed to where historically he's been very much like the antagonist. He's the one kind of moving the pieces around. But he seemed more happy to watch. I think in his old age, he's become more happy to watch the pieces move and then only act when required.
Yeah.
So it's almost like he's gained a lot of wisdom over the years in terms of how best to place himself.
Yeah.
Rather than...
completely. And I just you got the sense that he, you know, out of every episode you've seen him with his brother, doesn't fully respect his brother. I mean, he's even said it outright. I don't think you're a good king. But in this episode, it was full respect. He was like, we're going to do this right. And no one is going to fuck it up. Like, he sort of just kept on, as you say, like, intervening and sort of stopping people from... But it's just fascinating at the end with that look that Aemon gave him, and he gave Aemon, like, you know, I mean, they obviously...
There's warrior respect there.
Yeah, it's that phrase, game recognises game. They obviously know, I mean, they looked identical. Like, one should be the father of
the...
Yeah, the other. I mean, there's, you know, obviously, and I'm sure it'll play out, that Daemon sees a lot of himself in Aemon. I imagine that's probably what's going to happen. But, I mean, Aemon, for me, the star of the show is Aemon. I mean, he's such a fascinating character.
This was his episode, wasn't it? Really?
I mean, he looks so dangerous. And his eyes, he never blinks. And he's like, I know he's got one eye, but he's just constantly like... And they did that...
If he's only got one eye, does that mean he's winking?
Winking, yeah. But they did that fascinating...
Give him that wink.
They chose to do that scene where the pig arrived and his blind eyes to it. So that he turns, and you're waiting for him to turn because you know what he's, you know, and then of course the other.
Oh, and then Luke just that smug
and it's just
little
like,
look on his face. You know what? Fair enough. I could understand, understand that kind of rivalry, that banter, that stuff that goes on where they take it too far, and that. But when he saw him fighting earlier in the episode and stuff, and how big he is now, I would not be fucking putting a pig in front of the boy.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, he can fight.
That's suicide right there.
Yeah, he can fight.
I mean, I can understand him being smug around him because it was from their perspective. You know, he was being, you know, Aegon was basically trying to, you know, he was going to do some damage in that fight when he got blinded, like because he blinded him, right?
Yeah, and did he blind him? Is that what the knight did? Went straight for his freaking knife.
Yeah, but in his mind, he's completely justified in what he did because you know.
What? No, wait. You that's we're talking the opposite way around. I'm saying Luke, who the little kiddie, who blinded Daemon, then decided to bring out that pig to continue to poke at the bear, who is now fucking 10 times his size.
Well,
and
I would say this. I don't know if he ordered that pig to come out.
Well, true. He might not.
I think it just came up. But it's the fact that the way the scene plays out is that Aemon is not even looking at it. His blind eyes on it,
and he's just
Luke
smug,
sees it and thinks
funny.
this is comedic timing. Can't help but smug.
Wait,
of course,
did he order the pig though?
Well,
we
don't know.
We don't know that.
We
don't know that. But it's the fact that at a banquet like that, a pig will turn up, and between the two of them, they have that scene. And it's because Aemon's not said anything. And the first thing he does is, it's like 6 years has been removed. He is just ready to continue that fight.
Yeah.
And I just think it's going to be... Him and his brother are going to be a menace.
I think the main thing I was getting at, not that he brought the pig out, I probably misspoke a lot there, but the fact that...
Creates the scene, doesn't
he created the scene. He sat there with that big fucking grin on his face, remembering the joke, and thinking, are you suicidal?
But him and his brother, I mean, Aemon and Aegon, they're going to be a nightmare. Because, I mean... they're just forever going to be. I mean, hopefully, if this moves on to the next episode, they're going to be even older and even more.
Yeah, that's the thing is that Luke isn't actually fully grown.
No, he's still.
No, we're still.
And I like the fact that to remind everyone, because everyone's probably looking at it going, well, hold on a sec. Why is there this disparity? But there always was a disparity, but because he refers to him as uncle.
Yeah.
So there was an age disparity, but maybe you just didn't see it when they were kids. But there probably was a wider gap between them all than you realised.
But it's just sort of like you said, it's that he's had 6 years since he lost his eye of training, growing up, he's still training, having got the biggest dragon.
Oh yeah,
and
it's
got the
Sir
confidence.
Criston Cole, isn't it? Who's been the Cole train's been trained. You can tell he's been training him, turning him into a monster,
a weapon.
Yeah.
I love the fact that the kids in this are sowing the seeds for the future wars. When in the other, in Game of Thrones 1 to 8, it was like they were there, but they were just, I don't know, like
they had important parts to play, but it
they had
wasn't
important parts to play, and eventually they did come to fruition. But they were mainly just.
They were scattered in Game of Thrones. They were all over the place. So they weren't...
Yeah, and there's various stories going on. I think what you've got here, because it's a focus story on this house, and the breakdown of this house, and as we're seeing play out here, going across, spanning almost like multiple generations of The timeline.
Everybody's kind of equal
quick
as well. It's sort of like, oh, well, they got dragons. Well, so's the other thing. Whereas Game of Thrones, it was all there was this, lots of infighting. Oh, you've got a big bad who people don't quite believe exists. It's just a wives' tale. There's but this is just like it's like a pressure cooker, isn't it? It's like you're just building and building and building until something's going to give.
It's great. Instead of them being pawns, let's say they're much more bigger pieces on the chessboard.
Are turning into
knights
other
and everything else,
pieces of
bishops.
So bringing me the Death Note. So the king finally croaked it. You got your first.
Didn't have Raymond Valerian on there. Didn't have him.
I was going to say, was he on your bingo card?
I might have had the.
Although actually,
I might have had the sea snake.
I think he was. I was about to say. He was, and funnily enough, because I forgot to mention it last time. Eleanor, as in Damon's wife who died, she was on your bingo card.
Really?
Because you put on the sea snake's entire family on it.
Oh right.
Because you were like, Valerian Steele, I'm putting the lot on.
I did, didn't I? Because in my head I was like, at some point this has to change because of people fantasizing about Valerian Steele, and it's hard to come by.
So technically, he was on your game card, and so was she, because you've already said, I think that entire line of succession is gone. So I'll give points for that. You've managed to hit those ones.
I feel like if you're playing Death Note in Game of Thrones, it's a bit like fish in a barrel. You're going to get most of them. It's just like, but I reckon 3/4 of the cast is going to die. Nice.
But not in the season 1. I think now you can start to see. I mean.
So
at some point, I think it'd be a fair.
Is there any
to put another name on there?
Well, that's why I'm asking you. Based on the growing cast now, and now that we have the next generation of cast as well, is there any of their names, any other names that you
before House of the Dragon is finished, in however many seasons it takes?
This season, stick to this season.
All right.
Because otherwise, how are we going to?
Like I said, if you go by the end of the show, they're all dead.
No, I just think Aemon Targaryen is going to die.
Okay.
I think in a very not at the end of this season, but at some point,
you think
he's going to be a big player. He has
so he's got to have his.
He's not getting through to the end. But season 1, I think. I get the feeling something is going to happen in the final episode. I don't know, a battle or something, but. I think maybe one of the brothers is going to die from one side of the family. I don't know.
Black or green? Call it.
You mean as in the kids? So like the two.
I want them all to go on, but I do think one of them is going to die, and it's probably going to be. I want to say Black, but I.
Okay, so you've got Luke, the younger kid, and then the older kid is.
So they've got 3, haven't they? So
they've got Joffrey, which is the youngest, who's like a baby. Luke is obviously the one that's antagonising him, and then his older brother is, I keep blanking on the oldest brother's name, who's the one who was who was getting into it with Aegon.
Yeah, I think one of them is going to die. I think one of them is going to.
Okay, one of them 3. So,
something's going to happen to one of them.
If you had to pick one, pick one.
I can't pick one of them.
No,
just one of them.
It's not a better man. Red or Black?
It's not Joffrey, put it that way.
Well, it's not going to be Joffrey.
Okay, so it's not Joffrey. So it's 2 of the older brothers.
Well, one of the, something's going to happen there. Other than that. I kind of think Alicent's going to die.
Okay.
I don't think there's much.
The Queen on there.
I don't think there's much need for her beyond this season. I
don't know. I think that she's. like again, if I'm putting things down on paper, I say technically she's now with the king finally dying. She's going to be the one pushing a lot of those pieces around the board.
Actually, and he whispered that stuff in me, didn't he? So yeah, okay, maybe not him. No, that's it really at the moment. I'm not too. And Clubfoot, we haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah,
but he's going to obviously, I think, come back and forth. I mean, Sea Snake. I don't know if I said Sea
Corlys,
Snake.
yeah.
He was on my list. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think he is.
He's gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Although it might be interesting to see him come back half dead, cause a lot of chaos, because people had left him to die, and they've killed his brother. That might be kind of an interesting situation, him coming into the mix. But we'll see. See. It's a great episode. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
It's House of the Dragon's definitely got its own flavour to it, but there's some absolutely great scenes in that last episode we watched. I mean, really good, classic Game of Thrones sort of style scenes that you'll always go like, oh, you know, that bit with that character and this character. But as I say, like with Aemon and Luke and the pig, I mean, that scene was just like
just go.
I mean, it's just like you just waiting for something to happen there. Oh yeah, it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Pete?
Only other than just Daemon beheading that dude.
It's clean.
And the image of, like, you know, with him, and he got him with his tongue out.
And it got to obviously have his little
just such a
one-liner. He can keep his tongue.
Brilliantly done. Yeah. Brilliant. And that's it. That's all I need to say. That's my highlight.
Cool. Any more for you, Rich?
No. Just let's move on to the next one.
Right. We'll see you in the next one.